Never lose a bet to a performer. I have to juggle at every light between Leowin and Gideon. Now, how may I help you?
Look, Counselor Leviticus and Captain Rianne sent me. I need to see Counselor Abor now.
And what about my sister? She hasn't been seen since she took the counselor her meal.
Counselor Abor was very clear about this. She doesn't want to be disturbed. Oh, another mercenary. Is our Ivory Brigade so enfeebled that Captain Rianne must resort to hiring sellswords? Look, as I told the Wood Elf, Counselor Abor was quite insistent. She doesn't want to be disturbed. All right, enough. I can see when I'm being overruled. Very well. I give you permission to enter the watchtower. Counselor Abor's safety is now in your hands. Lurius? Oh, something about his sister. She's another servant here at the fort. Works in the kitchen, I believe. Apparently, she brought the counselor her meal. He says she never returned, but the servants look for any opportunity to sneak off. The counselor demanded we protect her, said her life was in danger, but refused to give me any details. Imperial confidentiality, she insisted, above my station. I put her up in the watchtower and assigned a couple of brigadines to guard her.
Oh no! Counselor Abor's been murdered! But where's the servant? Abor's meal is... So what happened to the servant that delivered it? The Dark Brotherhood's calling card. Of course they tore out the pages and took them, just when we were so close to finding out more about the ambitions. We have a door locked from the outside, a dead counselor, and a missing servant. Did the assassin take off with both the torn-out journal pages and the servant? Anyway, they not only murdered Abor, they probably know how to find the ambitions now. See that rope hanging from the top of the tower? Bet my bottom acorn that's how the assassin got in and out. But the missing servant... something about that is knocking on the back of my head. And why would the Dark Brotherhood take those pages? Maybe, but everything I've read about the Dark Brotherhood never suggested they would be interested in weapons of war, if that's even what the ambitions are. Damn it, we're loosing arrows in the dark here. Let's tell Commander Orton about Eibor.
So, will Counselor Eibor be returning with you to Leowin? Am I finally going to be able to get my fort back in order? Murdered? Gods, keep your voice down. Do you want to start a panic? Tell me what you found in the watchtower. Let me see that. A black handprint. The sign of the Dark Brotherhood. But where is the servant, Talais? Is she involved in this fiasco? And how did she and the assassin get out of the watchtower? My brigadines never left their post. Well, that explains some of it, but not all. We need to locate Talais. Since you're already involved and working for Captain Rian, I want you to quietly try to find Talais. Start by talking to the other servants in the kitchen and dining hall.
Your sister is fine. This one is certain.
Then where could she be? She would never neglect her duties.
Probably found a dark corner and someone to snuggle with. This one does that all the time. Pleasant days, visitors. How can this one assist you? Ah, Talais. She worries her brother so. She asked me where we kept the hot root flakes. Counselor Eibor sprinkles them on every dish. I told her they are in the pantry, but you need the key from the kitchen to unlock the door.
Commander Orton assures me Talais is fine, but it's not like her to disappear and shirk her duties. I worry about her, you know? Since our parents died, we only have each other. Damn it! We have to find her!
All right, grab a broom and start sweeping.
What? No, that's Talais' job.
And do you see Talais anywhere? No. Then start sweeping.
Another new face in the fort? First Counselor Eibor, now you and that cute wood elf. Look, I'd love to chat, but Talais has wandered off and left me to handle her chores. She took the counselor her meal and hasn't returned. Did you check the watchtower? Eibor's a little old, but maybe Talais decided to improve her station, if you catch my meaning. Eibor reeks of fear. Maybe Talais finds that attractive. She took the counselor. Well, she's been acting like a frightened guar since she arrived. Stays locked up in the watchtower. Only lets a single servant in at a time. And I hear she's been burning papers. Documents of some kind. She's scared out of her wits, if you ask me.
The servants come to the kitchen to mutter and gossip. This one will not have it. Misaba asks that you do not distract them overly long, as they are already naturally lazy. What is it that you need? That young woman. She has not returned from the watchtower, so her chores remain undone. And she took the pantry key with her when she went. It is no longer hanging on its hook. That is a clear violation of the kitchen rules. A clear violation. The pantry is in the cellar, but the door is around the side of the building. Talais mumbled something about how the counselor loves hot root flakes, grabbed the key and the tray of food and went off. This one hasn't seen her since.
Before we check the pantry, let's talk. So, what did we learn? Counselor Eibor was frightened, but that's understandable. Interesting that she was burning documents. Her journal indicated that she knew more than the others. And Talais visited the pantry before heading to the watchtower. Couldn't hurt. And every mystery novel I ever read taught me you should always follow up on every clue, even the ones that seem insignificant. Let's check the pantry and see if she was looking for more than hot root flakes down there. Is that... Damn it! They murdered Therese too! Why would the Dark Brotherhood murder... Oh no! We need to talk about this! Alright, I think I figured it out. The assassin followed Therese down here, murdered her, and took her place so they could gain access to the watchtower. Pretty clever, but they didn't have to kill her. Right. Very funny. Wait, you're serious? If you're part of this, if you've been trying to save your murdering friends... Ah! All right, we're going back to Leowin. You can walk on your own or I can drag your dead body behind me. Yeah, I've read that somewhere. But what about the calling cards? The Black Hand is definitely making a statement. Trying too hard to convince us that the Dark Brotherhood is behind the murders. All right, I can see your point. That doesn't change the fact that the remaining counselors are still in danger. We need to warn Counselors Valeria and Vandacia. Right. Report to Commander Orton on your way out. Tell him what happened. Then go check on Counselors Valeria and Vandacia. I need to return to Leowin and consult with Leviticus. But this, between you and I, it isn't over. Remember that. After you report to the commander, make contact with Counselors Valeria and Vandacia. Valeria went to Tidewater Cave to get her records, and Vandacia works in the Gideon Courthouse. Cracked acorns! I suddenly had the weirdest feeling come over me. Yes. No, I don't know. We were talking about the counselors. Valeria and Vandacia. Suddenly I had a premonition. It was brief and disturbing and mildly unpleasant, like the dreams I've been having. But this is the first time while I was awake. Remember I told you about that strange book I found? The one with the Daedric writing that I can't read? I've been having bad dreams since I found it, and the dreams are becoming more frequent. This time it happened right while we were talking. It was just a flash, but it was accompanied by a feeling. I felt a sense of overwhelming evil, all tied up in the figure I saw in my mind. Like someone held a portrait in front of my face for just a moment and then pulled it away. It was one of the Waking Flame cultists, I think. Someone powerful, in command. A dark silhouette wrapped in a cloak. I'll never forget the feeling it invoked. It was like a wave of hopelessness. We can deal with this later. Let's get back to it.
All right. You talked to the fort's servants and rummaged around in our pantry. What's the verdict? Did you find the missing servant? That's horrible. Are you sure? No. Of course you're sure. No one would lie about something like that. I'll tell her brother what happened and send someone to tend to her body. Gods, what a day this has been.
The mercenary. A few moments later, and you would have found an empty cave. Your timing really is impeccable. We've already packed up my records, and we're about to head out. But what news of the other counselors? Did your warnings reach them in time? All three of them? That's disheartening news. Well, I'll take my records to Leowyn. Perhaps between the two of us, Counselor Leviticus and I can ascertain what past incident has returned to haunt us. Oh, just a lifetime of public service and bureaucracy. Mostly financial records, but also meeting notes, ledgers, those sorts of things. I oversaw budgets and finances, the collection of taxes, public works, and I kept immaculate records. That's good to hear. Emperor Leovic loved to hide things in coded documents. But what about Counselor Vendacia? Do we know if he's still safe in Gideon? Perfect. Remind him he's too old to play the hero, and I want to see him in Leowyn Castle immediately, if not sooner. These brigadines will make sure I get to the city safely. Me and my records, both. Godspeed, mercenary.
Perhaps this was not such a grand idea. You have caught me in a moment of indecision, stranger. I set out with the idea of looking into strange rumors concerning Deep Scorn Hollow. Now that I have had some time to think it over, I find that I lack the courage for the task. I am Zeechus. I deal in rumors, especially the sort that hint at opportunities. For example, there is a cave called Deep Scorn Hollow on an island by the coast. It is said to be a smuggler's den. But that is not the only rumor about the place. Strange figures in hoods, travelers who disappear, masked nobles and dark rebels. Smugglers' tales to scare off the locals, or something more? You seem brave. Perhaps you are interested. Remember your old friend Zeechus if you find riches there.
Hey! Hey! Over here! I need some help! Thank the 8 Divines. I could really use some help. The name's Bastion. Watch yourself, friend. I was accosted by a dark elf at this very spot. She went into the cave over there hours ago, but she might return at any moment. The dark elf Tanare Vels. She's a traveler I met along the road. The cave is Deep Scorn Hollow. The entrance is over by the dock. I'm here to retrieve a fellow named Quistley Silvel. His family sent me to find him. I think he's in trouble. Untie me, please. The Silvels will pay well if you help me get Quistley out of whatever trouble he's in. And I could use someone to watch my back. Interested? Oh, and check the shack. I think Tanare dropped something during our struggle. Oh, thank you. Look around, would you? I'd like to examine whatever my attacker dropped. A letter? I knew I saw something fall out of Tanare's satchel when she ambushed me. Why, this is a contract. Tanare Vels is bringing Quistley in to pay debts in Leowen. Damn it! I guess that explains why Tanare knocked me out and tied me up. Of course, that idiot Quistley would gamble away more than he had in his coin purse. He's done it before. Usually begs his parents for help, though. I ought to just let the Dark Elf have him, but it would be dishonorable. We better see if we can catch up to her. I'd like to leave her tied up and empty-handed when I drag Quistley out of here by his arrogant nose. Probably? Yes, I did. We were just idly talking on the road. It never occurred to me that someone else might be looking for that petulant brat. It's not the first time I've been asked to get Quistley out of trouble. I should try to hide it better, I suppose. We were raised together, more or less. Except he was the firstborn of a wealthy family, and I was the foundling they took in. Something which Quistley never quite let me forget. Well, it's the right thing to do. I mean, the Silvels gave me shelter, educated me alongside Quistley, even hired a tutor for me when I showed some magical aptitude. I owe them. And if looking out for Quistley is how I pay them back, so be it. No, not that I noticed. She said to keep an eye out for smugglers along the coast, and departed soon after. She likely just hung back and followed me the rest of the way. Foolish of me. I should have been more alert. All the time. House Silvel has interests in a dozen cities. I travel all over Tamriel, looking after their business. I'm a mage by training, but I spend my days dealing with contracts and cargoes. And chasing after Quistley. The Silvels fostered me from the time I was small, seeing to my education and giving me a place in their home. As I grew older, Lord Silvel employed me in the family business. What I want to do isn't important. I have an obligation. This is different for Quistley. He's not one for any sort of rough living, other than maybe going to gambling dens and taverns in the seedier parts of town. Maybe there's more to this place than meets the eye. First time I've had to look for Quisly in such a rustic location. How did Quisly stand it down here? It's not what I'd call luxurious. Roots. It looks like there's another...
Help! Help! Somebody!
Keep your voice down. Those lunatics will hear
Look!
you.
They have captives! We mean you no harm. We're looking
Over
for
here.
someone.
Let me out before these cultists kill me.
Let me out too!
I would
There's a
not
cult of
linger
Sithis in
here.
these caves!
Flee if
They
you
sacrifice
value
people!
life.
Thank you! We've been here for days! You should get out of here too, stranger. These people, the Unmakers, they're crazy. I think they're preparing to sacrifice people. Why would anyone want to do such a thing? I've met no one by that name, but that doesn't mean he isn't here somewhere. The only non-cultist I've seen in days was a dark elf who sneaked by a short time ago. She motioned for us to wait and left without a word. I should go. They're cultists, I think. They follow someone called the Daughter of Sithis, and they talk about sacrifices to the Unmaker. I was on the road to Gideon when they grabbed me. Can I go now?
Before we continue, let's talk a moment. Cultists? That explains some of the decoration in here. So much for the smuggler hypothesis. I didn't expect to have to fight through a nest of cultists to extract Quisly from this mess, but so be it. What's he gotten himself mixed up in now? What's there to know? They worship a god of death, darkness, and primordial chaos. Nothing good can come of that. Quisly's always getting into trouble, but it usually involves love or dice. He could be in real danger this time. Allowing Quisly to be dragged off to angry criminals is not much of an improvement. While Quisly might deserve it, I can't let Tenari Vales get him either. I want to try to grab one of these cultists and get some answers. Looks like the ruin just sunk into the ground here.
I'm not really with them. Don't hurt me!
You there! Stop!
You'd better not lay a finger on me. You have no idea who you're dealing with.
Xanathar, give me patience.
What is the meaning of this intrusion? Who are you people? What do you think you're doing here? I warn you, I am favored by the daughter of Sithis. She will avenge every injury you inflict on me. Quisley Sylvel? He belongs to Leleus now. She is the daughter of Sithis, and none dare defy her. Leave while you can. You're fools if you think you can save him from her. No! No! Quisley is Leleus's consort. You'll find them in the Fane of Scorn. I think the way there is back the way you came. Or maybe ahead. He's safe for now, though. They've got someone else to sacrifice today. Please, don't hurt me. They caught a dark elf sneaking around. Even now, she faces the death of the Crystal Fangs in the ritual room just ahead. But Leleus isn't there. She and her brother are in the Fane, below. Your Quisley is with them, I think. We follow Sithis, Serpent of Chaos, Unmaker, Bringer of Endings. The daughter of Sithis claims this place has been sacred to the Unmaker for years uncounted. Only when all has been consumed in the jaws of the void can the world be reborn. War tears the Empire apart. Daedric sorcery scourges the land. Chaos reigns. In times such as these, what power is greater than chaos? It seemed pretty exciting and different. Now I'm not so sure. I didn't really expect all the killing.
I don't believe him. I think he knows more than he says he does. The daughter of Sithis? The Fane of Scorn? I don't believe it. Quisley's fallen in with death worshippers? Hardly. The only thing that interests Quisley is himself. Either these Sithis followers hid their true nature to lure him in, or he's so besotted with a woman that he doesn't realize he's in danger. Either way, I'd better get him out of here. I'm not sure I believe this sniveling cultist, but we shouldn't let anyone get sacrificed. Not even Tenare Vels. Let's split up. You keep going, in case he's telling the truth. I'll see if I can find out more about the daughter and the Fane.
Please, I'll tell you anything. I know where a map of this place is. It's not far, just, don't hit me.
Helpful of you. What else can you tell me?
Help! Break these crystals! Please, they're killing me! Praise Vec. Thank you, stranger. Let's talk somewhere safer. Those idiots were going to sacrifice me to Sithis. Ugh, my skin still feels like I've got 1,000 tiny spiders biting me. That was horrible. Oh, and thank you. I don't know what someone like you is doing here, but I won't argue with Providence. Ah, the dutiful and not terribly clever mage. I'll bet he's angry with me. I took care not to inflict any permanent damage on him, and I fully intended to set him free just as soon as I finish here. It's business, not personal. Then you understand my predicament. I need Sylvel if I want Law's toll off my back, but it's not worth getting myself killed over. Help me get out of here and I'll help you. I got a look at a map, so I think I know where you can find Sylvel. I thought I'd slip in, knock out a smuggler or two, grab this Quisly fellow, and be back in Leowin in time for dinner. No such luck. I run into principled competition and deluded cultists praying to Sithis. Good. I saw a rough map of this place before I got caught, so I think I know where to go. I'll keep out of your way if we run into more cultists. After that ritual, I'm in no condition for a fight. The cultists definitely go on and on about Sithis. Oh, damn. A dead end and a vampire in a cage. This isn't terribly helpful. There's got to be a way through. I know what I saw on the map. I would have sworn the map I saw showed a passage here. Unless... could it be a hidden passage? I'll look around a bit. Why don't you see if the vampire knows anything? If he's been here long enough, he must have seen cultists coming or going through any hidden passages. But be careful with him. I don't trust vampires. Perhaps. But I'd rather not fight my way through half the cult to get to Quisly Sylvel. If there's a passage here, it could save us quite a lot of trouble. Get in, get what you need, then get out. That's how I prefer to do things.
Your comrade is correct. There's a hidden door. You're not part of this cult, are you? In fact, you appear to be lost. Your dark elf friend watches me with no small amount of suspicion. Perfectly understandable, but I'm not a slave to my hunger. Why are you wandering around Deepscorn Hollow anyway? The daughter of Sithis is fond of sacrificing strangers. I have heard the name. The daughter of Sithis herself has him. These miserable Sithis pretenders. I can show you the passage you seek. I'll consider it payback for the way they locked me up. They hid the switch for a secret door under that crate over there by the wall. Clever, if one is a child. I cannot believe I thought these weak-minded fools might have a genuine insight into the dark mysteries of Sithis. Lalace is a noble from Leowin who made a game of dabbling in dark lore. As I understand it, she found this place and managed to wake a presence that had been sleeping here for ages. She surrendered to the darkness eagerly. I doubt that it cared. Fools and dilettantes bewitched by the daughter's powers. They believe she is the living embodiment of Sithis' dark will, servant of an ancient power. But the only power she serves is her own avarice and lust, like any greedy mortal.
Huh. Surprisingly helpful.
Wait. Would you do me a favor in return? Perhaps before you rush off, you might unlock this cell? A favor in return for my showing you the switch? Let me again assure you, I am in control of my urges. I shall not harm you. I came here hoping the temple held answers about my condition. But the cultists discovered me as I fed upon an unwary noble from Gideon. The daughter of Sithis was intrigued, but when she realized I had not yet mastered my powers, she locked me away. Yes, that would be an elegant solution to my predicament. I'm afraid that I'm rather new to this state of being. I haven't figured out that trick yet. I'm still capable of gratitude, stranger. I just want to be free of this place. I came here expecting something quite different. Perhaps before you rush off, you might unlock this cell? A favor in return for my showing you the switch? Let me again assure you. Thank you. Perhaps the friend you seek might still be alive.
I knew it. I never grow tired of being correct. This should take us right to the cult's hidden temple. Come on! Hold up a moment before we go on. I've been thinking. I stumbled headlong into a bad situation once already. I do try to learn from my mistakes. I've been thinking. There's a good chance we won't find Quisley Sylvel alive. Nothing good. I wouldn't go so far as to say that it comes down to bringing Quisley in, or taking his place, but it's close. I really need to be free of Lars Tull. I barely persuaded him to give me this chance. I won't get another one. This may sound ghoulish, but if Quisley is dead, I'd like his signet ring. It's big, gold, and set with rubies. If I bring it back to Lars Tull, it will show that I held up my end of our bargain, and he would take it in payment of my debt. Someone's coming!
Oh, there you are! I'm afraid I wasted my time on that cultist. He knew nothing. Glad I caught up to you. You put the fear of the gods into our captive cultist. It was sobbing on the floor when I gave up and left. I did meet a surprisingly talkative vampire, though. He told me which way you went. And seriously, do not turn your back on Tenare. Our weepy friend told me that Quisley's quite taken with this daughter of Sithis. Figures. My guess is he told her his family is wealthy, so she's keeping him alive for ransom. We'll probably find them in the shrine they call the Fane of Scorn. She seems like the sort who expects the worst. I remain optimistic. I don't always get along with Quisley, but I don't want him to end up sacrificed by the cult, or turned into some crime boss's object lesson for that matter. Not at the cost of his life. I'll figure out something. I always do. But just in case, warn Tenare that she'd better not try anything foolish when we get Quisley. She caught me off guard once. It won't happen again. You're not even going to apologize, are you?
I'm sorry?
Just keep your distance from Quisley. He's my responsibility. Quisley!
I'm no use in a fight right now. I'll keep back.
Go away.
Arise, my brother. Kill these trespassers.
Oh dear. I'll get out of the way.
Before he runs off again, little bastard.
How dare you? Lalise would never have hurt me. She said so.
She murders people, you idiot! You were probably next.
I'm not talking to you, Bastion. Nor to that rude dark elf that just laughed at me. You spoiled everything! You and that lumbering oaf my father insists on sending to make my life miserable, and whoever that dark elf is barging in and ruining my life. Who do you people think you are? Well, that's just your opinion. Everybody here treated me as a guest of honor, and Lelace, the daughter of Sithis, chose me to be her consort. She told me that she'd give me the kiss of Sithis soon. Why would you ruin this for me? I can't believe they sent Bastion after me again. They treat me as if I were a wayward child. I am perfectly capable of managing my own affairs. I refuse to go. That is no concern. Wait. Did you say Lars Tull? Is that why the Dark Elf's here? I've seen her in his headquarters out here. I may owe him some gold. Claim me. I am not some sack of flour to be bargained over. Oh, very well. Bastion works for me, indirectly. I'll go with him. I can write a promissory note for the Dark Elf to deliver to her thug of a boss. He's a terrible person.
Bastion doesn't seem very fond of Quisly. I can't imagine why. We compared notes while you were talking with that simpering idiot. Bastion said he might have an idea that would solve things for both of us. Years ago, I lost everything trying to get my brother out of a fishy trading scheme. Lars Tull offered to help me. I'm still paying for it. It would be grand to be done with Lars Tull and to pull one over him at the same time. If Bastion's willing to work with me, and perhaps forget about the knocked out and tied up business, I think we might have room for a compromise.
Once we get Quisly out of here, I'm done. I've paid my debt to his family 3 times over. Alright. I think I know how to sort this out. If Tanare is prepared to listen, that is. I'm willing to overlook the knock on the head to settle this. First, we need to get Quisly out of Blackwood. Tanare doesn't have anything personal against him. Well, no more than anyone else who meets him. But the criminals she'd bring Quisly to might kill him. I'll threaten to tell his parents about this whole affair unless he cooperates and goes straight back to Daggerfall. Quisly knows that Lord Sylvel can cut him off. It's the only threat that actually scares him. He would have to earn a living. I think we can all walk away from this. We ship Quisly home, secretly. Then we make sure that Tanare has something she can take back to Lars Tull. Thank you, friend. I think Lord Sylvel would agree that you've earned your payment. What do you think, Tanare? Are you willing to give it a try?
I'll need to bring Lars Tull proof of Quisly's demise.
What kind of proof would you need?
I'm clearly not dead!
If I bring Quisly's signet ring to Lars Tull, he'll believe me.
That's what I was thinking. I'll tell the Sylvels that Quisly sold the ring to pay his debt.
I'm right here!
That ring should work. It might even cover most of Quisly's debt.
What? My ring? I'm not giving you a damn thing! Bastion, keep that woman away from me! Ha!
Here you go. I'll make sure Quisly understands to stay away from Blackwood.
Thank you. This should clear my account with Lars Tull. And perhaps clear yours with this ingrate and his family too.
We should leave this place. I'll see Quisly on his way when he comes around. I'll be just a step behind you. What's on your mind?